Hello and welcome to the next video in my challenge series. Today we will be seeing if I can beat 3 copies of Plants vs. Zombies at the same time. This video was inspired by the Bones 5 video on beating all 7 FNAF games at the same time. Let's lay down the ground rules. Rule 1. I must start the games as close together as I possibly can. A few seconds difference is okay. Rule 2. If one game loses, they all lose, meaning I must restart that level on all 3 copies. Rule 3. I can only buy seed slots and stuff from Crazy Dave's shop if all the games can afford to buy it at the same time, meaning if game 1 can afford the 8th seed slot and games 2 and 3 can't, I am not allowed to buy the seed slot in game 1. That's about it for all the rules. I do want to point out I tried to beat 4 copies at the same time, but with this setup I'm using, it's just not possible. Speaking of setup, to set up this challenge, I had to figure out 2 things. 1. How was I going to run multiple copies of Plants vs. Zombies at the same time? And 2. How was I going to get PVZ to not pause when you click out of the window? Well, let's actually answer number 2 first. In case you didn't know, if you're playing the windowed mode of PVZ, when you click off of it, it'll pause. This has happened to me many times during challenges and even speedruns. The way I thought about fixing this was to use a thing called a virtual machine. To keep it simple, a virtual machine is a fake computer that is running on your real computer. It can run a bunch of different operating systems like Windows, Mac, Linux, and more. If I could use a virtual machine, I could have a small window into another quote-unquote desktop that is running PVZ. That way, if I click out of it, it probably wouldn't pause the game because I just clicked out of a simulated desktop, not the actual game window. So, after learning how to install a virtual machine, grabbing a Windows 7 ISO, and tweaking some settings, I was off. Next, all I had to do was legally acquire a copy of PVZ, which I then had to drag and drop into the virtual machine. This also happens to be the first version of PVZ, version 1.0.0.1051, for those that care. Now, time for the moment of truth. All I have to do is click off it, and what do you know? It doesn't pause. Well, all we have to do now is copy that virtual machine 2 times, which conveniently solves our first problem, and the challenge is officially a go. All of this took hours of trying to get stuff to work, but lucky for you, you don't have to suffer like I did. Well, here we are with 3 games and a dream. Level 1-1 is no problem. It lets me get used to the controls of this challenge. What do you mean the controls of this challenge? Oh, did you think the controls were the same? Well, you thought wrong. Well, at least a little bit. The controls are the same. You use the mouse to move around the screen and left mouse button to place, of course. But because I had to disable this tiny little setting in the virtual machine, it adds a layer of challenge. What does that do? Well, dear viewer, turning that off means rather than just being able to mouse over and click any of the virtual machines I want, when I click one of the windows, my mouse will get stuck in that VM. The only way I can get my mouse back is to click right control on my keyboard. So, just to give you a visual example, here are 3 PVZ windows. Let's say I wanted to do a clockwise circle to check all the games, which happens to be my strategy that I use. I would click into window 1 in the top left, then click right control, move my mouse to window 2 on the top right, click in. Then, when I'm done with whatever I'm doing in that game, I have to click right control again and move on to window 3, and it's the same thing there. That means, over and over, I have to get into the routine of clicking right control when I swap windows. Well, that sounds annoying. It is, but what adds to it is the fact that I have to keep track of where the in-game mouse cursor is for each window. If I leave the cursor in the top right, when I click back into the window, no matter where I click, my mouse will always go back to the game cursor's position. One small note, I do have mouse acceleration off because managing that would be really hard, make the gameplay feel bad, and it would make my accuracy worse. Just in case you don't know what that is, it's when your computer adjusts your cursor speed based on how quickly you move the mouse. Oh, also the game lags sometimes. Oh boy. Now, as for levels 1-2 and 1-3, all it really added was 2 more lanes to deal with. Well, technically 6 more lanes, but you get the idea. Oh, and Conehead on level 1-3, but he's not a crazy threat. So far, as I said in the previous segment, my strategy I've been trying to stick with is moving through the windows clockwise, and only being there for a few seconds to get done what needs to get done, such as collecting sun, scanning for threats, planting whatever I need to, etc. The end of 1-3 is when we get Walnut, which will be very useful in this challenge as stalling is super important. 1-4 is up next, and well, that's when we have the full lawn rolled out, meaning it's time to defend a total of 15 lanes. So, I told you about how I move around the windows, but what do I actually do in them? Well, to start with, I always try to place a sunflower down in each window ASAP. Then, I rotate through the windows, collecting sun and placing down as many sunflowers as I can. When the first zombie appears, I stall them with a walnut as I keep building sun to have as a safety net. Then, I focus on getting all my lanes covered with attacking plants. This strategy will change as the challenge progresses, but I will bring that up when it's applicable. It is very good to get out Walnut at any time it's off cooldown because it takes 30 seconds and those seconds are vital. Well, it's our first -5 level. Guess that means it's time to go bowling.
Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
This level was actually really easy. All I did was just go clockwise and mash down walnuts in any lane that had the zombie closest to the house. I did get pretty lucky with explode nuts as well, which helped clear large groups. Then, just like that, we have Potato Mine. He will be a massive help in this challenge. Starting in 1-6, we change our pre-established strategy in 2 ways. First off, there's a new zombie I would consider an oh shit zombie, the Pole Vaulter. They move fast and jump over the first plant they come in contact with. That means any stalling plants I have like Walnut must have something placed in front of them in advance to get it to jump, or right when I see a pole vaulting zombie, place a plant in front of it to get them to jump sooner. When I see an oh shit zombie, as I'm gonna call them, my clockwise order goes out the window and I swap to the window that they're in immediately and take care of it. In this case, to make sure the pole vaulter jumps ASAP. Then, when the threat is mostly dealt with, I will continue clockwise from that window that I'm currently on. Will that mess me up if a window gets skipped along the way because I'm jumping around? Maybe, but so far it's okay. Also, our list of oh shit zombies will grow over the course of this challenge. Any zombie that's fast or can wipe tons of defense will be an oh shit zombie. Now for the second change to my strategy. When the first zombie appears approximately 20 seconds after the ready set plant text, I will place a potato mine as far back as I can to stall when the next zombie spawns as long as possible, so I can build up sun and sun producers in every game. Now, let's talk about stalling in PvZ. Don't worry, I'm giving you the TLDR. Basically, the game spawns zombies in waves, and after you've killed 50% of that wave, a new one spawns. So, if there's 2 zombies on your lawn and you kill 1, the next wave of zombies will make its way onto your lawn. If you don't kill half that wave, after about 15 or so seconds, the game will just send the next wave. So I want to stall as long as possible because I'm not getting the amount of plants I could if I was just playing one game at a time. Anyways, on to 1-7, which was a little hard, but nothing my strategy couldn't handle. And now, I have Snow Pea from beating 1-6, so I tried to plant one in every lane because again, the slower the zombies, the better. We beat the level, grab the chomper, and move on. 1-8. We now get to pick our seeds. This means I start the game on the Let's Rock button rather than the next level button. What this also means, for the sake of my brain, I must place all the seed packets in the same spot for all the games. That way, when I want to plant in one window, I don't get confused because the layout is different. Anyway, the Buckethead zombie is here, but he's not as scary as you might think because we have Chomper, and by the gods is he strong. I say he's an oh shit plant, meaning when I place him down, whatever zombie is causing trouble will just die. Combo that with the fact that we're placing down so many walnuts, and man, he's so good to just set and forget. Maybe I never gave Chomper the respect he deserves. 1-9 is the first level I lost a lawnmower because I tried to use Repeater. I now realize that Repeater was not the play because it's way too expensive and not spammable. I know the Chomper is only 50 sun less, but as I said, he's an oh shit plant, so when I place it, the problem mostly goes away. Other oh shit plants are plants like Squash and Cherry Bomb. Repeaters, on the other hand, need time to kill the zombie. Plus, being really expensive in this challenge is not great. I still beat the level, and I know lawnmowers are tools, but hey, lesson learned. On to 1-10, the first crazy spam level. This level was a cakewalk like always. I just rotated clockwise and planted what I could from the conveyor belt where I needed it most. With those 10 levels, or I guess 30 levels beaten, It's now time for... It's now nighttime, meaning no sun falling from the sky, and sunflowers produce sun at a much slower rate. Good news for us, last level we unlocked the Puff Shroom, which is absolutely goated, because not only does it have a fast recharge time, they're free. I have a sneaking suspicion that a free, spammable plant will be super useful. Also, with it being nighttime, during the final flag, zombies come out of the graves that are on the lawn. Just figured I should mention that. As for 2-1, we meet the newspaper zombie, who isn't really much of a threat, and the whole level we mostly just use Puff Shroom. Beating this level gives us the Sun Shroom, and then Dave talks to us about our first seed slot upgrade for 750 coins. Just in case you're wondering, Window 1 has 290 coins, Window 2 has 280 coins, and Window 3 has 270, so I'm not quite there to affording the seed slot yet. 2-2 was a bit harder, adding back the Conehead and Buckethead zombies, but with Chomper and Walnut combo mixed with Puff Shroom spam, it was AO good. Also, I've been jumping around the windows when I see coins if it won't kill me to do so. I'm doing this for the seed slot upgrades I just talked about. It's also the reason, maybe, to save lawnmowers, because you get 50 coins for each unused lawnmower at the end of a level. Granted, I would rather lose one than die and do the levels over again. We got Fume Shroom, which will help deal with the next new zombie, which is introduced in 2-3, the Screen Door Zombie. Regardless of the new zombie, this level was super easy, making sure I got my Sun Shrooms down to start, then Puff Shrooms with a row of Fume Shrooms. We also got the Grave Buster and enough money in all the games to get our 7th seed slot. I do want to say, I'm having to fight the mouse and the lag a lot. So if you see me misclick, it's probably from me fighting with both of those rather than me panicking and clicking some random square. 2-4, our old enemy the pole vaulting zombie is back. Well, guess what? Their speed is no match for Puff Shroom's spamability. So they're really more just like a normal zombie. That being said, they are still an oh shit zombie and did cause an issue here and there. We also use Grave Buster here to grind a bit of money as well as make the final wave a bit easier. I also started planting 2 rows of Sun Shrooms for extra sun, so that way if I miss a sun, it's less of a big deal. After beating this level, I unlocked the Almanac. Wait, that means... oh no, it's Wacka zombie time. The first attempt made me lose my mind, and I swear, clicking on the cherry bombs with the mallet on my cursor is extra hard. In the second attempt, I gave too much time to the first window. Also, going through Crazy Dave talking after each attempt is so annoying. The third attempt, I tried to give each window 3 seconds of time, which kinda worked. Problem is, the sun is a trap. It gets in the way of hitting zombies, and I don't have time to actually use the plants. Also, the zombies all have random speed values, so it feels very different each attempt, and the grave placement at the start and where they pop up is also random. The fourth attempt, I almost got to the final wave. I just need faster reflexes and a whole lot of mouse clicks. 44, 45, 46. I beat 2 of the 3 games. 47. Oh, 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 oh my god, 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 I did it, 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 I did it. Attempt 48. I finally did it! We had so many lawnmowers during the final flag, which helped so much. I'm pretty sure it was the only reason I won. That, and the fact I turned on mouse integration, so I didn't have to hit right control to swap windows. The only problem is it made my mouse flicker a bit, but it was well worth it. I did turn it back off after this level because I felt like it was making the challenge too easy. Also, we got a lot of diamonds that level, and because we were there for so long, we have enough on each window to buy the 8th seed slot, which is 5,000 coins. It took me 3 hours to beat this level. 2-6 wasn't too bad, especially after the hell being the last level. It does, however, introduce us to our next zombie on the oh shit list, the football zombie, as he's both strong and fast. Lucky for us, we have Hypno Shroom, which now is definitely an oh shit plant. To end off this level, we got Scaredy Shroom. I'll probably bring him along and use him with Fume Shroom, especially because we have so many seed slots now. In 2-7, we have to deal with Football Zombie and Screen Door Zombie. But with the power of explosions, hypnosis, and the Scaredy Fume Shroom combo, we don't encounter too much trouble. Plus, we get Ice Shroom. 2-8 introduces Disco... is that Michael Jackson? Fun fact in case you didn't know, in the original release of PvZ, the dancing zombie was actually a reference to Michael Jackson with a thriller-esque look. This was changed in late July, early August of 2010, following a demand from Michael Jackson's estate. So that's why in most versions of PvZ, we see the dancing zombie wearing a leisure suit and having an afro. Dancing zombie isn't really a threat because he's slow and can be taken out pretty easily. Aside from that, there isn't much to mention besides the fact that Ice Shroom can be really nice for this challenge, acting kinda like a pause for the game windows. It's like an oh shit plant, but more for stalling than killing. With all that being said, I actually don't choose to use it in this challenge. Just cause I actually don't know, I just never ended up using it. 2-9, and let's take a second to talk about the difficulty real quick. I think the night isn't very hard for a few reasons. 1, you have Puff Shroom. 2, every plant is cheaper because Sun Shroom has to have time to grow. 3, there doesn't seem to be many multi-flag levels, which makes things normally harder. Last but not least, zombie selection. Take this level. The only real threats are Screen Door Zombie and Dancing Zombie, which are both not hard. It feels like they really want you to engage with the zombie mechanics, as well as the graves more than anything. Anyway, we nuke this level, literally, with Doom Shroom. We collect our note and off we go to the conveyor belt level that is 2-10. This time, as compared to 1-10, I feel like it's a bit harder to mash things down because of Scaredy Shroom. He'll just hide, so I have to think about my placements a little bit more than I did. But it's still not very hard. We unlock Lily Pad, which means it's now time for the pool. Well, we're in the backyard now, and we have to defend 18 lanes rather than 15. That's because the pool is 2 lanes big, and if you're like my editor, the editor, you probably didn't know that. We need to get the pool cleaners ASAP when we unlock Crazy Dave's shop after 3-4. We also have to remember to deal with the zombies that spawn in the pool on the final wave, kinda like the graves from the nighttime levels. This level already feels much faster paced than nighttime due to having more sun to collect, more use for the sun because we have no spammable plants like Puff Shroom, plus another lane per window, plus the pool also has a lot more flags. My strategy is currently to try to get 2 lanes of sunflowers down, then use Repeater and Pea Shooter as defense. We also unlocked the Squash, who's another oh shit plant, and moved on to the next level. Well, my god, 3-2 escalated things quickly. We have to deal with not only football zombies, but Buckethead and newspaper zombies as well. They're giving us the oh shit zombies, so we must counter with the oh shit plants. Sounds like the Chomper Walnut combo is coming back in full swing, as well as the newest member of the team, the Squash. I will also say, the extra flags showed me that the extra lane, with more expensive plant prices compared to nighttime, really does make this harder. Overall, I did still manage to beat it, but it's a lot more on my brain. This means we unlock the 3-peater. The only problem is that 325 sun for 1 plant is expensive. I know it hits 3 lanes, so it costs only 25 more sun than 3 pea shooters, but still, the initial cost is higher. I will give it a try in the next level to see if it's worth it to counter the extra pool lane we have to deal with. Snorkel Zombie is introduced in 3-3. I wouldn't say he's no shit zombie, but it means we need walnuts in both water lanes ASAP. Otherwise, he could do some real damage. Besides that, it's just normal brown coats and cone heads. I will be using my normal setup with the addition of 3-peater. I've also noticed sitting back in my chair and doing all 3 windows like it's the FNAF cameras seems to help me catch when a zombie is getting close to the house. As for 3-peater, it still feels like I'm greeding to place him down, but he has a really nice snowballing effect when I can plant a few, as I have to worry about less individual lanes firepower. So I might use him again, I'm not sure. We unlock Tangle Kelp, it's the water's oh shit plant. In 3-4, I'm going for more Chompers and Snow Peas to slow things down a bit. That level was 3 flags. Overall, I do think Snow Pea was a good choice and it did help a lot. I will say, with how many multi-flag levels I've been doing, It makes this feel like an endurance test. Take this level for example. It was about 13 minutes long. We get the key to Crazy Dave's shop, so that means it's time to buy the rake, which is super important. So then I can focus on planting sun, and I don't have to use the potato mine on the first zombie. It's well worth the 200 coins for a few levels of rake. I'm also going to buy the pool cleaners, like I said earlier, so that way, if I have to let the final wave through, or something happens in the pool, I don't just die because the normal lawnmowers can only clear one tile. Big trouble, little zombie. All the zombies are now the one thing this challenge hates. Fast. So I have to get lucky with enough pea shooters to deal with zombies and use cherry bombs ASAP. Walnuts would also help. I will also have to watch every window to see if any zombies are getting too far. My strategy was just to use cherry bombs when I saw football zombies or any zombies too close, and spam plants in whatever lane needed it. Also, after beating this level, we've now reached the halfway point of the challenge, unlocking jalapeno, another oh shit plant, but this one clears a full lane, as well as ice-covered lanes. Wait, did I say ice? Oh, fuck. The next oh shit zombie is the Zomboni. If I don't take care of them fast, they can spawn the bobsled team on the ice path they create, which we can't plant on. I'm bringing jalapeno for that exact reason. I also decided to bring ice pea as well because the stall is nice. Overall, not too bad, but I know the Zomboni mixed with any other big threats is going to be really annoying. I also feel like I'm constantly in need of more firepower, but playing it slow seems to be the best. We got spikeweed, which should actually help us a lot to be able to prepare for Zombonis in advance. Oh, and in case you didn't know, I'm playing with no sound effects, meaning I can't hear the engine revving. This will also come back for a different zombie later. Nothing new happened in 3-7 except for switching jalapeno out for spikeweed. Beating the level unlocked torchwood, which I most likely won't use as the seed slot I would normally have for attacking plants are being used for oh shit plants. 3-8 introduces us to the dolphin rider, which I consider an oh shit zombie. I use the same strategy I used for the pole vaulter, considering this one's just the pool equivalent. Beating this level also unlocked the tall nut. For the final level of the pool, where I get to bring my own plants, I'm bringing sunflower, lily pad, snow pea, chomper, potato mine, squash, tall nut, and spikeweed. We have to bring tall nut because it flat out stops pole vaulters and dolphin riders in their tracks. I also made the tough decision to bring squash over cherry bomb because I needed something quick and cheap to place down. Let's see if that's enough to beat these three flags. It was another endurance test. Lucky for me, none of the major threats came out too fast. Also, Snow Pea is way better than I give it credit for. Good job, buddy. Anyway, onto the spam your plants everywhere level. The last level of the pool, of course being another spam level. It has some challenge here with Snorkel and Dolphin Rider in the water and Zomboni on land. This level made me think a lot more than the others, as I had to get set up fast and constantly be on top of things. We also got a rare Zomboni Spikeweed death animation, I think on window 3. We grab the sea shroom, and it's on to the... Well, now that I'm at the night pool levels, that means one thing. Fog. I normally can figure out where the zombies are by which plant is attacking, but now I have to do that 3 times over. The first level won't be so bad, but over the course of a couple levels, the fog rolls in even further. I find it important to restate the fact I don't have sound effects on, so I won't be able to hear things like Jack-in-the-Box Zombie and Balloon Zombie, meaning I'll just have to look for them, which might start to be a massive problem. The first fog level introduces Jack-in-the-Box Zombie, which is a bit of a different threat, because they aren't fast, but if I don't kill them quickly, they'll explode. Too bad I can't hear them, but hey, on the bright side I have all my mushrooms back. My strategy will still be to try to get 2 rows of Sunshroom down, with Puff Shrooms and Sea Shroom spam. But Sea Shrooms take a while to recharge, so I'll end up using Scaredy Shroom in the back as well. With all my mushroom options, I have a lot of strats I could use, but let's see how this goes. Not being able to hear Jack-in-the-Box Zombie is really bad, he exploded like 2 times. I feel like while this is more chill because it's nighttime and we have mushrooms, the added problem of having to place lily pads and having to use a seed slot is really taking a toll, which might be a massive problem for the roof, but we'll get onto that later. We grab Plantern and move on. Nothing of great importance happened in 4-2. I tried using Plantern, but considering Blover is coming up soon, I don't necessarily need it. I unlock Cactus and move on. 4-3 introduces Balloon Zombie, meaning we need to use Cactus for this level, no question, so I swap out Hypno Shroom. Lucky for me, there are no other threats, but the fog continues to creep in. We lost a few lawnmowers because I can't hear Balloon Zombie till it's almost too late. I also seem to be having sun problems because I don't have enough time or sun to be able to place lily pads in order to place sun shrooms on top. I did get Blover, which will be better than Cactus because it's the oh shit plant that counters Balloon Zombie, and it gets rid of fog for 24 seconds. 4-4 wasn't anything special, it only brought back Dolphin Rider. I did some switching around with Cactus, Blover, and Plantern, but aside from that it wasn't too bad. We still won and got Dave's taco. Dave has some new items in stock, but nothing we really want right now. I also take my total of 3,000 coins from Dave and move on to the most cheesy level in this challenge. Vase Breakers. This level is a nice break because technically I started the level all at the same time, but I really get to play them one by one. I even did the sections of each game at the same time. This was a nice break, and yell at me if you want to, but it's not breaking any rules. Anyway, we grab Split Pea and move on. 4-6 introduces the Digger Zombie, but using potato mines to blow them up while they're mining and using Split Pea when I don't have the mine down counters them. I also decided to keep Plantern over Blover because it turns out I like seeing. Regardless, I grab my Starfruit and move on. The only problem I had with 4-7 was not having a lot of sun. No new zombies were added in, so I used my regular loadout except switching out Split Pea for Starfruit as it has more snowball potential. And beating the level gives me Pumpkin, which helps protect any important plants and gives me a more solid defense. 4-8 introduces the last oh shit zombie of Fog, the Pogo Zombie. Imagine a pole vaulter that can jump over plants endlessly, and that's what I'm dealing with. I decided to bring Tall Nut instead of Squash to counter him, but I didn't even have enough time to place one because there was only one flag. Beating this level also gave me the godly TSA Magnet Shroom, which I will definitely be using in the next level. 4-9's threats are Balloon Zombie, Buckethead, and Pogo Zombie, so I swapped Tall Nut as I didn't use him in the last level for Magnet Shroom, which I had to get down ASAP. This level had 2 flags, so I decided to use Cactus and Plantern rather than Blover. I thought that might have been a mistake, but it was surprisingly smooth. I got a handle on the sun and made sure to get Plantern down quickly, which also let me get down my Cactus in a timely manner. Moving on to 4-10, this isn't your normal spam everything conveyor belt level. This one is pitch black with only strikes of lightning flashes to let you see. This means I have to scan each game even quicker. Not to mention without sound effects, I can't hear when a balloon zombie spawns, so if I miss a few, it might be over. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what was happening the whole time. But hey, I got through it, and I made sure to have cacti in every lane, as well as some magnets. Both of these were big things I needed to have done. The VMs all started lagging and even my PC flickered once, so safe to say the level was not running well at all. We pick up Cabbage Pult and off we go to... Here we are on the roof. Things to note. Plants that shoot straight will just hit the roof unless they're planted over the roof curve, meaning I'm probably just going to use a lot of pults. The other thing I need to talk about right now is plant pots. Plants have to be planted in a pot placed on the roof, kind of like lily pads on the water. We start with 5 rows placed with us, then that gets decreased to 4, then 3 respectively. Beating 5-1 gives us the flower pot, so we can use more plants on the roof, but it'll be a must bring like lily pads for the pool. It takes more time to plant pots on the roof because every lane needs flower pots, so I really need to think about space and try not to lose the ones I start with. I also have to deal with Bungee Zombie dropping more zombies on the final flag, as it's the same as the Graves or the pool final flags. We start by buying roof cleaners, so we actually have a last line of defense, and the 2 lanes of sunflower strat I've been using, plus stalling are the same. Kinda. I still can use the potato mine as it's a quick way to kill a zombie. The problem is, I have to place it in the furthest row of pots to the right so as to not let a bunch of my pots get eaten. Of course, I'll still use squash and cherry bomb as well as probably walnut or pumpkin. There is one pult that is really good for stalling, but we'll talk about that more when we get to him. Now, as for the level itself, it's only 1 flag, and the new zombie that's introduced is the Bungee Zombie, which will steal a random plant or pot that it targets. There are ways to kill or deflect bungees, but for now, they'll probably just rob us. As it turns out, you can't buy roof cleaners on 5-1, meaning I'll have to wait. And we unlocked the flower pot. Now Crazy Dave has more items for sale, and I can buy roof cleaners, which I do in every window. Now the difficulty is ramped up fast, the levels bring back bucket heads and pole vaulters, and it brings me down to 4 rows of starting pots. I swapped out pumpkin for flower pot, and you know what? It wasn't that bad. I just had to make sure I placed a pot in front of the pole vaulting zombies. Also, placing pots isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It still isn't as easy as just having a lawn, but I got Kernel Polt and I'm happy. Alright, now that we have my boy Kernel Polt, let me tell you. While his Kernel does less DPS than a pea shooter, because his rate of fire is half that of a pea shooter, he has butter. Which once you place a few down, you'll see the power of his crowd control abilities. For reference, a pea shooter does 20 damage a hit, and a regular brown coat has 270 health. A Kernel does 20 damage a hit, but is lobbed at half the speed of a pea that's fired from a pea shooter. Now, the butter does 40 damage, which would be the same DPS as a normal pea, and it stuns for 5 seconds. The chance for Kernel Polt to fire butter is 25%, so you place down 2 Kernel Polts and you see where this is going. Also, Zombonis and Pogo zombies with their pogos can't be stunned by butter. This level has 2 flags and introduces the ladder zombie, which can place ladders on walnuts, tall nuts, and pumpkins, allowing zombies to climb over them like they don't exist. But you can get rid of ladders with cherry bombs and jalapenos. Also, the ladder acts like a bucket armor-wise, unless you use a Polt to lob over the ladder if I remember correctly. Plus, he moves faster while he has his ladder, so he's kind of an oh shit zombie. All I had to deal with were them and bungee zombies pretty much. The butter was also so powerful it made this level feel so much better than the last one. And this level is where we're down to 3 rows of starting pots too. We also got Coffee Bean, who will be useful for activating TSA Magnet Shroom, and maybe Doom Shroom. Speaking of TSA Magnet Shroom, in this level we had to deal with football zombies, pogo, and ladder zombies. I'm bringing Coffee Bean and Magnet Shroom in replacement of Potato Mine. It might not be the best idea, but the rate gives me a good head start, and Kernel Polt is cheap, so I decided to try it. This level is 3 flags, but no bungee zombies, excluding the ones on the final wave of course. With the power of butter invested in me, TSA Magnet Shroom, and some goddamn nuts, they stood no chance. I unlocked the Zen Garden, which I will not be caring about in this challenge video. This is every speedrunner's favorite level, nothing but bungee zombies dropping other zombies. And what do we get on the conveyor belt? Maybe some Polts? No, you get pots, chompers, pumpkins, and cherry bombs, and you will like it. This level can be a bit hectic, so I guess we'll have to see if it's hard with 3 copies at once. And overall, it's not too bad, just the beginning is always a bit rough. There were 2 flags, and I just rotated clockwise like I have been and spammed down plants and used cherry bombs when needed. I also got garlic. I will not be using garlic. 5-6 introduces the catapult zombie. He is definitely an oh shit zombie, because he lobs basketballs into your back line, damaging your plants. If you don't kill him fast enough, he rolls forwards, crushing your plants in his way. There are no threats in this level, and I decided to bring Squash and Potato Mine instead of Coffee Bean and Magnet Shroom. This level was not very hard, as I just killed Catapult Zombie with a Squash whenever it was on screen. I got Umbrella Leaf from this level, and I will be using that in place of Pumpkin. It changes my strategy because I'm going to be placing it in the middle of my plants to cover a 3x3 area to block bungee zombies and basketballs from the Catapult Zombie. 5-7 uses all the zombies previously introduced on the roof, most of which are countered by the Umbrella Leaf. This level is long with 3 flags, however with 2 Umbrella Leafs per game it was smooth sailing with the Kernel strats. Beating it got me Marigold. I will not be using the Marigold. 5-8 has no bungee zombies, but it does have the final new zombie, being the Gargantuar. He is 100% an oh shit zombie. Not only does he have a crazy amount of health, but when he gets to half health, he throws an imp which is very fast, and as we know, fast is bad, so I must kill him ASAP. I will be using butter strats and my oh shit arsenal to take care of the big man. This level had 2 flags, and I should mention the VMs were chugging, as it's flinging my mouse everywhere, so precise movements are getting a lot harder. I focused on the big man and everything was AO good. I also got Melon Polt, which I will bring to the next level as his splash damage is really good. 5-9 brings an absolute unit of zombies, so I'm going to do the same, but with plants. I bring Sunflower, Flower Pot, Kernel Polt for stun, Melon Polt for DPS, Umbrella Leaf to deal with Catapult, and Bungee Zombie. I choose Squash, Cherry Bomb, and Jalapeno, all for Gargantuar and any other troublesome zombies. Oh, and to top it off, this level has 3 flags. I sent some lost lawnmowers in my future. Screen 1 got overwhelmed and just fucked, but I was able to hold on long enough to use every lawnmower on the final flag. This was by far one of the hardest non-minigame levels I had to do. There was no downtime. I had to try and upkeep everything, plus the flower pot's recharge time was not helping. And well, we got Zomboss's letter. It's time for the final showdown. Or 3, I guess. This fight is normally very chaotic, so I can only imagine that times 3. So it's time to see it in reality. Oh, the screen tearing. Feet! Oh shit. He's here. I made a dire mistake. Please don't camper van. Please don't camper van. Please don't camper van.
You know, I didn't know what you were talking about when you first said there was a camper van in you until I actually played it through it.
And you were like, what the hell? And you were like, oh, Kernel's not insane.
I thought I was making a joke.
No, this motherfucker literally does that. I don't have an ice shroom. I don't have an ice shroom. I don't have an ice shroom. So, oh my god, please, 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 please.
Dude, he only gave you 2 gargantuars.
I think it's worth doing. Whoa! Did you see that? Can't do anything. Wait, wait.
So I have a question.
Yes. Huh.
Yeah, I would say, what do you? So it's just like, if you beat one before the others, you just beat it.
Yeah. I mean
Alright.
that's the only strat. Are you serious, dude? Zomboss wants me dead. Do you see that?
My God. Oh no, you're gonna be cooked. Is that 3 gargantuars? Oh god.
Unless I can get.
Then maybe just saved it right there.
No, no, no. Fuck. I could have done that in this cycle. That was a misclick. Okay. This Zomboss is going down, like this one down here, so I really need to focus on not fucking up here. As long as I save 1 jalapeno, we should be okay. That Zomboss is dead. Alright. 1 more. Holy shit. Okay. I could still easily get fucking destroyed here, though, and I think we both know that, don't we?
Throws an RV.
Okay, that's fine. That was worth it. Okay, he's really low, though.
Naked, you can see him stumbling.
And there we go.
There it
Holy shit.
is.
Dude, first
Chat,
try.
he's done it.
First try.
First try, bitches.
Oh my god. Surprisingly, I did it on the first try, but it was really close and super hard. It was stressful trying to manage all the zombies and RVs Zomboss was throwing at me. The RNG from the conveyor belt was definitely rough as well. All 3 boss fights combined took around 15 minutes. But hey, as a reward, I got to hear Zombies on Your Lawn 3 times overlapping. Even the song was lagging behind. I think the VMs are on their last legs, but lucky for me and them, they can now retire. Thank you all so much for watching. This challenge video was pretty interesting. The setup took so long and almost caused this video to be late as well as not happen at all. I do think this was a fun challenge, and I would love to see if anyone could beat more copies at the same time using my rule set, because I tried 4 and I just couldn't. If you do, feel free to link it to my Discord, or email me at captainsinquiries@gmail.com. Overall, this challenge took about 28 hours and 23 minutes, including the run and the setup. I stream a lot of my challenge runs over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/captain__kernel, which is linked below if you want to try and catch me there live. If you'd like to see the full run with no edits and lots of note-taking, you can go watch the playlist linked in the description, as it's over on my VOD channel. Speaking of edits, a huge thank you to my editor, the editor, for helping me write and revise the script. Again, I am sorry for not giving you the promised 2 weeks to edit, the setup was painful. Also, I want to apologize for the VMs sometimes not fitting perfectly in the layout. They have a tendency to move around, which messed up the capturing. My editor and I hope to get the next video out within about a month if college allows it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all later. Now I can get out of this Kia because my hands are cold and I can't feel them, and like it's 5:30 in the morning and I want a sandwich and I want to go to bed and maybe a cup of coffee and then I want to go to bed. I can't feel my hands.
One eternity later.
Now which one of you is the worst again?